Welcome back to the first comedy of terror of October live. That's a weird sentence. Anyway, so I have a game that I almost thought I wouldn't be able to play tonight until I realized I'm an idiot and the language option was right on the screen. I also have me a tasty sugar cookie, so without further ado, let's begin. Hold up. That's not right. When did that stop displaying the game? I'm not crazy. It showed up, right? Did it not? Hang on a minute. That's interesting. I remember it doing that. Oh well. I guess footage will be through the desktop then. So we have another visual novel horror game. But this one is from Russia. If I hit this paw print, as you can see, Russian. I had to go to Steam because I'm an idiot and didn't notice the ENG. But let's start the game. Let's see what this has in store. This is pretty new. It came out in March. The wind clawed at my window all night long. It wandered the fields and howled like a hungry beast. An endless song weaved from all sorts of voices, shrill, gentle, sneery, twanged at the air. They were shouting and laughing, and arguing about something. Someone was running through the snow while casting long shadows that would occasionally creep close to my bed. Our house had a mind of its own, the creaky old mind of a building that had seen a lot in its days, and was seemingly trying to share its wisdom with the inhabitants. The house faced the forest, and the dark green thicket gazed back with its hollow eyes, rustling, whizzing, swaying back and forth. One could come out and stand at the edge of the forest to reassure themselves there was nobody behind the crooked trees. The fuzzy silhouettes swaying in the wind couldn't possibly do any harm. It's just a play of light and shadow. Just a play. I knew it was just my imagination. I was already 12 after all. That means it's exactly not your imagination. Still. Oh shit, that's like a wolf or a raccoon or something. It's hidden. Holy shit. Hey, put your book away. How many times have I told you not to read at the table? It's bad for your health? Is that a Russian thing? I wasn't aware of that. Look how slouched you are. Okay, so maybe back posture, but not like health. Hide book. Okay. Hide book. Where to go? I didn't protest and put the book about Conan the Barbarian aside. Oh, I like this guy already. I was stuck on a line I couldn't understand after reading it 3 times anyway. How literarily complex are Conan books? They couldn't possibly be that complicated, could they? It's about a man who Wants to hear the screams of his enemy and the lamentations of their women. I don't think it's that, like, big brain book. Olia had finished her breakfast and was munching on some cookies. Who gets cookies at breakfast? This is the coolest place ever. She was so enthusiastic, she almost looked like your typical girl from commercials. You're not going anywhere until you finish all of it. I, on the other hand, was still trying to drill a hole in the plate with my eyes, as if it would make the porridge disappear. Yeah, I can feel that. Porridge is... nah. Porridge is just a fancy name for oatmeal, which is bland, unless it's dinosaurs. Unless it's that oatmeal with the tiny dinosaur eggs. Sorry, just... massive cough. Wanted to mute the mic for it. Hazy, anxious, welled up inside, all because of the previous sleepless night, the black forest around our house, and the gloomy wind. The longer I waited, the colder the lumpy white substance became. This is why porridge is bad. I don't like it. Looked like a jellyfish from the Cousteau Odyssey? I love that show. I've never heard of that. I wonder how horrifying the bottom of the ocean is. Is that what the show's about? Why would you watch that? That sounds like a horrible nightmare show. Or how cold the Black Forest is at night. The spoon fell out of my hand. Are you fucking okay, my dude? Mom showered me with a cold glare from her green eyes. Oh! Brother and sister. I thought that was like the dad at the table. The glasses and the nice vest tricked me. What did I just say? I'll get it. Is this kid okay? I had 10 seconds to catch my breath before battling the nasty porridge once again. Well, porridge is basically a liquid. You could just drink it real fast. Felt around for the spoon. What is this carved on the other side of the table? Karina? I assume that is what that says in Russian. I would not know, as there seems to be a P and a backwards N. Also an H. Other than that, the letters are totally fine. Ah, that's my mom's name. I guess she carved it out with something pointy when she was little. She sure was a rascal damaging the furniture like that. That's pretty normal kid behavior if you're in a cabin. I know I did that. She would scold me for a week if I did something similar, though. Well, yeah, because she's not a kid, and now she realizes it's a dumb thing to do. Much like me. Unless it's, like, garbage wood, and it's like, no, this thing will be trashed soon enough. It's like, then it's fine. Should I remind her about it? Nah, she's been in a She's been in a bit of a bad mood lately. I imagined her being my age, sitting under this table, trying to act unsuspicious as she carves into the top, violently shaking the table doing it. But I carve stuff in the bottom of a table. I know exactly how fucking hard it is. A whole table vibrates, and you have to pretend you're not under it. It's hard to do without getting caught. Lucky, like I said, the table was garbage wood, and no one cared. I wonder, was Mom afraid of the dark back then? Where'd the music go? I hate when that happens. Were the sounds coming from the attic? Or the thick forest? Ah! The old lady. I imagined my grandma coming into my little mom's room, sitting at the edge of her bed, where Olia sleeps nowadays, and saying this in her soft, smooth voice. Taiga. Taiga, Taiga, Taiga. Taiga is a special place, little girl. It's watching you closely, sniffing you out, trying to discern what kind of beast you are. If you're a good sort, it won't abandon you in times of trouble. But if you're a bad apple, it'll grab you by the side and drag you under the ground. And that would be it. Well, that's encouraging. Grandma was caring. She never fought with anybody, never yelled, never swore. Those were times without the maddening screams until late at night. Without smashed dishes and mutual accusations. Now, hold on, what? Oh, depressing. Our parents used to love each other back then. I remember listening to one of their conversations by chance. They were talking about Grandma getting prepared for her funeral. She had already bought a casket. She called it her cute funeral box. It waited for its time in the closet patiently. It was black, upholstered with a meat-colored material on the inside. That's a odd way to describe anything doing with a casket, meat-colored. You could have just said red. I would have known what you meant. The color red. I saw it when my grandma was getting buried. Because it's like, well, no, chicken, well, then you have to be specific, because typically when you think meat, you think red. The house didn't change since the time she was alive. Only all the photos were gone. Glass-covered pictures with gray faces of my ancestors. They all had a dead... Oh, I was reading it wrong. It wasn't translated wrong. They all had a dead but watchful look in their eyes. I crawled out from under the table. You still have food on your mouth. Fix that. It's been too long. Oya was done with her cookies and was looking at my share like a sly woodland critter. I turned my gaze towards the frosted window. There were a lot of dark pines outside that didn't grab my attention. The pattern of the frost formed a picture on the glass. Yeah. There it is. The fox. Oh yeah, look. Oh, it's a fox. Where? It almost looked like an optical illusion thingies they put on the back of student notebooks. Wait, what? Wait, your student notebooks get optical illusions? That's not fucking fair. Ours are just boring colors. What, was it like a magic eye book? Oh, that's sick. If a teacher had given me a notebook that had a magic eye on the back, I would have been so into learning. I would have been like, oh, I need to use this all the time. And then I would have gotten infinitely distracted and done nothing but stare at it. A mixture of lines at first glance, but if you blur your vision a little bit... No, you can just dead stare at it. Or maybe that's me. Look under a certain angle. Not outside, on the window. Because for me, I'm the god king of magic eye books, as I can just look at the page, flex a muscle in my eyes, and immediately see the image. The whole put it to your face, pull out slowly, don't need to do that. And I can do that with anything, as long as it's an evenly repeating pattern. Examples: the background on the GTS website for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl when that was up, and the dirt bricks on the Minecraft, when you open Minecraft to launch it, the launcher, the dirt brick background, I can make that, like, just, you know the effect on the 3DS, like how it, like, kind of makes the image sink into the screen, and that's how they achieve the 3D? I can do that with that. It's so cool. Any evenly repeating image, I can, do a magic eye to. Where was I? Right, not outside, on the window. Look, here's the nose, and here's... Hey, eat up. Yes, just a moment. I don't see anything. Hurry up, there's not much left. But there it is, but it still... there it is, but it still doesn't look like one. And I'm telling you it does. Nuh-uh, it totally does. You're wrong. You're wrong, little girl. He is objectively right. It does. Stop it. These kids, I swear. Now I couldn't see the fox either. Well, that's because it all changed. There is actually no fox now. It's not an optical illusion. It's just gone. It disappeared. I am intrigued, actually. That's... okay. Okay, save. Cool. That's good to know. Info, what the hell does that mean? I have a glossary? I wasn't expecting a glossary. You know what? It could be possible due to the fact that there's probably a lot... This has to do with a lot of Russian folklore that might be there for foreigners like me. So it's like, what the fuck does that mean? And then I can click it, and then it will tell me. Went away. Only the frosty patterns remained, similar to stretched out nettle leaves kept creeping upon the glass. It is really cool, and this is a very good like, weird window frost. Because I have seen all of these shapes once or more on a window in the cold. Ah, an adult! My dad entered the kitchen with long, measured steps. I want to have a beard like his when I grow up. He's a pretty good beard. Mom would always ask jokingly, "Come on, shave it off, it stings." This was so long ago. Nowadays, rumbling doors and witty comebacks were an everyday occurrence. Oya would always cover her ears whenever she hears something like, "What's the point of all this?" through the wall. "It's all for your sake," Dad would reply, "for the sake of our family." I always caught every sound in the fear of hearing the most dreaded, deadliest word that started with a D. D. I. V. O. Divination. I don't even want to finish it. Are there any other words that start with D, I, V, O? I don't think so. I think that's the only one. I don't even think divination. I'm pretty sure divination is D-I-V-A. Scary to imagine that me and my little sister could be torn apart and taken into two different families. Anyway, your fox is nothing. I have an owl on my window. Show me. Prove it. You and your owl talk again. You said you believed me just yesterday. Has anybody seen my car keys? An owl? Wait a minute. What time is it? No, it's not 9:99. Okay, so we're cool. But that's an owl. That was an owl mentioned in my game. That's only relevant because I was listening to Ono Ross and Carrie today. And I just remembered, like, holy shit, owls. I remember leaving them on the windowsill, right? Maybe you did, maybe not. Did you fucking hide the keys? That's exactly what someone would say if they did hide the keys. You're a grown man and a father of two, and still... Karina, please stop. Just let me get ready in peace. Your keys are in the basket near the phone. Well, thank you very much. Anton, stop making a martyr out of yourself and finish eating already. What is that? Martyr? Oh, I see. And the owl? There was no owl. But there was one. It had giant glowing eyes. Was it the Mothman? Could have been the Mothman. Is there a Mothman in Russia? Maybe. Olya sprung up from her chair and placed her hands on her little face, imitating a pair of eyes with her fingers, the size of an apple each. Ah! Well, no, go back. Last year you had Bye-Bye in your closet, now this owl, but I saw it. Quickly. Tell me. Bye-Bye, in Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children. You see? I was right. It's gonna be for all the folklore. Sick. Ah, I love folklore. Folklore is just how cultures tell tales of cryptids. That's my jam. Why is the music so intense? We're having a uncomfortable family breakfast. That is the wrong music. Olya shifted her gaze back and forth from Dad to Mom to me, but couldn't find any support. Have you thought about befriending it? You know, like feeding it with imaginary mice? Don't bully our girl. She's just afraid to sleep alone because she's still little. I would be afraid to sleep in Russia. That place is... Well, everyone's like, Russia's the hardest place ever, but if you think about it, Australia has way more just like, oh, look, an animal. It's filled to burst with poison. If you get near it, it just explodes venom on your eyes. They have plants that can put you in the hospital for 5 months. Man, Australia's scary. Olya pouted her lips in rebellion and rushed into the hallway. The staircase that led to the second floor creaked. Mom gave Dad a strict look. Damn, that is extremely powerful. Oh, that look in her eyes. It feels so uncomfortable to be pinned under it. I can imagine. It is a terrifying glare. It is very powerful. Dad just snorted in reply and left, ringing with the keys he had just found. A minute passed, and then the theme song from The Little Mermaid echoed through the house. I'm very glad that stopped. I was so scared. I'm like, am I gonna get copyright out of nowhere by Disney of all things? They'll just destroy my channel. They'll just nuclear detonate my entire thing. It was stored on an incredibly worn out cassette tape, which Dad already had to glue together once. That's genuinely impressive if you're able to like just MacGyver a cassette tape back together. That's not an easy feat. Those things are flimsy. It's so easy to fix objects by gluing them back together, for example. Not a cassette tape? Definitely not a cassette tape. You can't just glue that. It's like a VCR tape, but way more flimsy. It's tough. I used to listen to cassette tapes all the time. That thing snaps, and it's like, this is unfixable. But how do you fix a relationship? Well, also, lots of glue. Maybe too much glue. Mom moved to the living room, and I was left alone, anxiously stealing glances at the window. I did not think this game's main theme would be divorce. I thought I would be about a bunny man in a suit coat with, like, a wolf or something trying to eat him. Oya had trouble sleeping ever since we moved to this house. She would toss and turn, or curl up into a ball under her blanket. Sometimes she would jump up in the middle of the night and turn on the VCR. Cartoons helped her take her mind off all the troubles we had with the move and our parents. And then Oya said she saw the giant flying monster outside her window. Is that the owl? Oh, the previous image implied that owl had teeth, which is horrible. She became obsessed with it. I would too if I saw that out my window. I'd be like, I must know everything about you so I may kill you someday. Our parents did everything in their power. They tried every trick to get rid of those ridiculous fears. Or we refused to sleep alone and didn't believe that the owl was just one of her nightmares. There's one problem. If a child says they see something out their window, and you can't dismiss it, oh, it was a nightmare. It's like, then ask yourself, what are the odds that every single night they have a nightmare where they're dreaming of being in bed in their bedroom? That is the shittiest dream. No, nightmares are like where I'm in the middle of a forest getting chased by velociraptors, and when one got me, I jolted up in bed, my bed soaked with sweat, and I'm sitting there like, why the fuck did I have a nightmare about that? It has been over a year since I've seen Jurassic Park. And that was, like, I think a year and a half ago. And I had no idea why. I'm just like, what the fuck? Out of nowhere, out of left field, just velociraptors kill me, and then I wake up. Granted, it was like the perfect time to wake up. Like, the sun was out, and it was perfect time. So I can't be that mad. But did you think, like, if I had a kid that said, like, there's something outside the window constantly, I'd put them to bed, I'd then hide in the closet and stare at the window and be like, you motherfucker, I'm gonna catch you. And then if I saw this, I'd be like, I need fire and lots of it. Burn it. Burn the monster. After tonight, I was unsure what to make of my sister's words. What to think of it myself. Could nightmares be infectious? Oh, are you seeing shit? Just last night, I couldn't get a wink of sleep and ended up thinking what to expect in my new school. Nothing good. There were a couple days left before the beginning of a new term. My imagination drew long, twisting hallways that led to a classroom full of kids. But all the students behind their desks were simply dark figures cut out using a template. Circular holes gaped in the middle of their faces, and pairs of eyes blinked from inside those holes. It was as if some completely different creatures were looking at me from behind that flat black silhouettes. Yeah, their cruel glares filled with icy sneers made me shiver from head to toe. Will I survive here? Won't they gang up on me, beat me down, stomp on me with their bloodied shoes? Man, school in Russia's tough. Also, why do I hear floorboards? The damn school can burn for all I care. That school I've never met or been to. I just wish for anything to happen to it. Doesn't really matter what. I didn't want to go there that badly. Now, if I didn't have a carpeted floor, I would hate that. happening, but I do, so no squeaks for me. I didn't want to see people who are just itching to smack me on the back of my head, trip me up, think of new offensive names for me, worse than the previous one. What the fuck is up with schools in Russia? Is this what it's like? Man. Felt like the glasses I wore made me an outsider or some sort of monster. Like, I could understand this if you've gone to school and that's what's been happening there, but to just assume from the get-go, like, time for a new school, everyone there is just gonna kick me until I piss blood. And it's like, how shitty are your schools if that's your first assumption? The first assumption is you won't make friends, and when you get there you find out they're assholes. Like, wow. To just assume that from the gate. As if this kid's a severe pessimist, or he has had no luck with schools and been to many. I'd say you could, like, have that be your default opinion of a new school after 2 or 3, where that's been the only result. I'd say that'd be, at that point, it's like, yeah, it's fair to guess that. My gaze slid across the drawings hanging on the wall. Oh yeah, we got a cat, we got Freddie Mercury? I think that's Freddie Mercury. We got a castle, we got some sort of spaceship, and a man with a sword. Wait. His back looks big. Is that a fucking... I think that might be Leonardo. I think that might be a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, that totally is a Ninja Turtle. It's got a katana, and right there... I'm gonna move the mouse. You can barely see it, but he's totally got the bandana on. He's totally got the fucking mask. Yeah, he drew fucking Leonardo. Nice. And he's got a Triceratops. Cool. Wait. Or is it a Strachiosaurus? I can't tell from the side. I couldn't consider myself a great artist, but Olya begged me to hang them, drawing was the only thing that made me happy as of late. The small circle of friends I had also enjoyed my paintings, and they promised to call me from time to time. Sometimes I imagine Mom picking up the phone and saying in a cold voice, "You've got the wrong number," or "Anton is not around. Anton is not around." I imagine my future classmates lying in their beds just like me, listening to the howls of the invisible werewolves outside their windows. Maybe my new classmates will like me after all. But who would ever like a boy with thick glasses? What year is this? Well, hold on. That's easily deduced. It is at least... no, the tape's been worn out. I'd say it's 1992, maybe? For a tape to be worn out to the point that it's breaking but still be relevant. 1992, 1993, I'd say. Especially if it's a kid's tape, probably not taken care of the best. I mean, my dad used to wear glasses when he was little, and now he's married to the most beautiful woman on the planet, my mom. The house creaked, pressed by the wind. The condo we used to live in, a 9-floor concrete building, buzzed with the neighbor's drill, mumbled with a TV set from behind the wall, cried like a baby from the big family next door. Our current house, though I can't really call it new, was completely different. Let me guess how I was going to describe it. Infinitely silent, yet extremely loud, all at the same time. And you can't help but wonder what's just outside the wall in the forest beyond. It is silent and easygoing during the day. Its shadows lay dormant in the corners, on the closet cobwebs, and under the stairs. But they all woke up during the night. Something was watching me from every corner, almost as if the old photos of my deceased family with their ashen eyes were hanging on the walls in place of my drawings. The floor was squeaking, rusty drains were moaning, and the attic was occupied by noisy drafts. Now, you see, I know this because when I was little, I would go up to stay at a on my mom's side, my grandma's cabin that they had in the woods. No one lived in it, but we would stay there for the summer. And like the first time I went up, this is exactly what it was like. You stay in the cabin. It's like, oh, okay, oh, I like this during the day, and then at night it's like, oh, there's just woods outside that just have things in it. Oh no. Like, when you're little, that big a change, not just like, you switched buildings, but like, you switched entire geographical location, like, from small city, Beverly, Massachusetts, to, middle of the woods, New Hampshire. It's a big difference. That's some intense piano there. One could think the house was performing some sort of demonic melody. Oh, I see. It's the house. Then I realized I was in fact hearing music, and it was already playing for a good while. Somewhere near at the edge of my perception, I could hear a flute. It was mixed in with the sounds of the wind and the creaking of the old house, and my thoughts too. Ugh. I stood up and rushed to the window. I wanted to reassure myself that this music was nothing more than a product of my imagination. Bad move, it's not. It's not like there's someone playing it there amidst the cold, snowy night, right? Well, I'll change the one to a thing, and let's find out. Yeah, that's to... Oh. Alright, what do we got? We got a bear. We got a fox. We got a wolf. We got a bird. We got some sort of horrible beast made of twigs. Someone was dancing in the field. Black silhouettes I could barely make out, with the dark forest as their backup. They jumped around, basked in the moonlight, bumped into piles of snow, rolled around, and crawled on all fours. Stories about wolves playing under the moon came to mind, but these were clearly not wolves, except maybe that one. It's possible that one. They stood upright at times, circled around, holding hands and whipping up snow, disappearing into the shadows for a brief moment, then coming back. Oh, I think that's the one playing the music. Something bizarre was going on. Yeah, you think? Shadows dancing in the starless abyss made my imagination go wild, making me anxious at the same time. Uh-oh. 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 Oh no. Oopsie. Uh-oh. Oh no. Suddenly the music had stopped. I can explain. The dancing shadows froze in their place, and I could swear pierced me with their eyes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. I don't want to click, because... Listen, I have been exposed to so much media. It's like, if you see figures in the middle of the night under a starless sky just fucking partying and there's music, and the music stops, and then they all appear to be looking right at you, you're gonna die, because you saw something that you as a human were not supposed to see and can't be allowed to know. One of the silhouettes immediately parted from the bizarre shadow carnival and sprinted across the field with giant leaps. You're gonna jump scare me, and you're fucking telling me. Yeah. Oh my god. It glided up on sneaky snow without leaving any prints until it was devoured by the pitch black shadow of my house, which became even darker and thicker. This is like a Junji Ito comic. I don't want to go to the next page, because I know I'm not going to like what's there. I'm just going to preemptively lean the fuck back. I'm leaning back now as far as I'm able. My heart was jumping around like a bird in a cage. My heart would be punching through my sternum. I'm back. I shut the curtain with a swift motion and stepped back toward my bed. You can't get me. I'm too far away. They saw me. Yeah, they fucking saw you. You dumb, stupid shit. If you open your window and see people dancing in the night, you close that window immediately and you go set yourself on fire, because there's no escape. A furious torrent of fear washed over me. Yeah. Stood in the middle of the dark room listening to some unwanted guest move and scrape around looking for an entrance. You go out, and you go to your parents' room, and you tell them, I saw forbidden acts and I'm going to die. The sound moved to the right, then circled around the house. Now my guest should be at the front door. I jumped into the bed and covered myself with the blanket as if it could protect me. Yes! It can. That's the point of blankets. Anyone who hears this, if you sleep with your with the blanket off your leg, just out in the open, what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you do that? It's not. You're insane. You are absolutely crazy. Just an insane person. Also, if a blanket doesn't work, hide under coats. If you're under a pile of coats, God himself can't touch you. Just get under a pile of coats. Invincible. The shackles of fear locked my muscles. Yep, no, I know that feeling. I remember the funeral, my grandmother lying there, hands crossed on her chest, her facial features sharp like that of a tin doll. Ants running up and down the legs of the chair that held my grandma's casket. Wait, what? No, you should have probably fixed that. I imagined those little creatures climbing up her head and pulling up her eyelids with their tiny legs. Now, why would you do that? Then her wrinkly eyeballs would once again move inside their sockets, and she'd be able to see her grandchildren. I was chanting the spell she taught me throughout the whole procedure. And now, lying under the blanket, I was listening to squeaks and howls and repeating the same words. Now, okay, now hang on. Actually, I just need to... Nope. Okay, hold on. This is actually quite loud. There we go. Oh, that's much better. That's much more acceptable. Before it was like vibrating the headphones. And I haven't changed the laptop volume. No, laptop volume's still the same. On the island of Buyan, underneath the blemished sun, in the sea of color blue, stands a cabin made of wood. There lay lard and ashen hair for the spawn from the devil's lair, to feast and always leave alone God's faithful servant named Atan. Evil must leave this house, must. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Okay, it's one of those. Bizarre sounds had disappeared. I cautiously peeked from under my blanket and saw the curtains waving around like a hangman. That means the window's open. And then the night doused me with a new portion of boiling terror. The sound scratched at my eardrum. In reality, something or someone were scratching at the front door, hurriedly clawing at the wood, demanding to be let in. I gotta say, the atmosphere. You have shown me words and I'm shitting my pants. 'Cause I know you're gonna do something. The door was shut, and then why is your curtain blowing in the wind? Wait. Hang on. Did I misread that? Yeah, it said waving around. That means wind hit it. Dad had become very cautious recently, so he installed a sturdy lock. That's good. I remember him staring at the forest intently as if he was looking for someone. That's another thing. There's always a case that when it's like, Dad, I saw a demon outside my window, and the parent dismisses it. Take note of the parent's behavior. Have they recently upgraded security at all? Because it's possible, no, you're not crazy. They just don't want you to have to live in fear of the knowledge that, yeah, that was a real thing you saw, and it wants your flesh. It's coming for your toes. You don't want a child to have to live with that fear. Let them enjoy life. You're an adult. You're used to crippling fear and depression. Take that upon yourself. Because if anything, having a horrible monster outside your house definitely lessens the stress from, like, taxes and shit, because it's like, well, I could be eaten at any moment. That's really more of a priority than fucking bills. I remember, staring at the forest looking for someone. Ashes to ashes. I swear to God, if someone else says dust to dust. Like, I know I'm talking again already, but, like, the most... I think one of the scariest things you can do is, in any, like, comic movie, anything, it's like the child has some sort of rhyme that they were taught to help them not be afraid. And it has a repetitive, like, end part, like, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And they're reciting it over and over. And then it's like, oh, the danger is gone. And they recite the second to last line. So in this would be, they'd sigh with relief, just like, ah, ashes to ashes. And then just from somewhere you would hear, dust to dust. And then it's just, ah, fuck, it didn't work. They're mocking it. They're making fun of it. I hugged my knees, placing my chin between them, and drilled the door with my eyes. It was so flimsy and weak before me, the might of the darkness. Wow. Wow. How are they just, like, capturing the exact thought process of a scared child at night? Because I can tell you a couple of times when I was scared to go to bed as a kid, and I would look at my door and be like, that door, I couldn't get through, but a lot of other things probably could. It's not that strong of a door. Now as an adult, I'm like, I could totally break down my door. Thus, I'm not scared of anything else that can. I'm equal footing. And then, leaning back. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, there's poop in my bed. Oh dear. What? If that happens, that's how you solve the problem. You just loudly go, oh no, there's poop everywhere. Oh god, what have I done? Oh no, what am I to do? There's just shit everywhere. Oh no, it's going everywhere. Because whatever's on the other side, it's just like, I don't want to, no, I'm good now. No. Yeah, it's totally Donatello. Wait, no, Leonardo, sorry. Unless it is a bow staff. Leo does have 2 katanas. And that's only 1. So maybe that is Donnie and that's the bow staff. Needs more color. The doorknob twitched slightly. It then turned halfway once or twice, as if the person who tried to enter has no hands. Net. I'm loving this writing because it's totally what a kid would think, like, it's like they have no hands, but in reality it could easily just be the parent being like, this fucking... we would need a new doorknob, because like, you turn it and then it doesn't work and you have to turn it a couple more times. Leaning back. The doorknob tilted once more, and then... Yeah, okay, never mind. Started clicking violently. Never mind, that is not apparent. I'm sorry, is it illegal for forest creatures to dance? I won't tell the police. My jaw cramped from fear, my fingers wet clutched the blanket. Yeah, I can tell, fuck me. And then the door opened. What does this have to do with the rat? Am I the rabbit? That's a good metaphor, but fuck. Leaning back. The wind taunted me, moaning from inside the tin drains. I wish my chair could lean back more. My friend Cody's can, like, go fucking 180. Why does mine have to level my head, like, at a good angle to see the television? Now all I could hear was the fucking pounding of my heart in my chest. Now, you can't do that. Now you'll see. You can't fucking do that. The door was wide open. The darkness writhed inside the carnivorous mouth of the doorway. I don't want to click next because I know what's gonna happen. Tony. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. How you know my name? It was as if the night itself was calling out to me, flapping its black wings and squeaking with rusty hinges. I was trembling, ensnared by the web of darkness that hung in the corners of my room, waiting for the one who weaved it to come through the gaping black hole. This is why I have a crowbar in my room. Because then you hide right here, and then when they sneak in thinking you're in the bed, kablamo. No more them. Tony. My abdomen tightened. My chest rose up, ready to exhale a desperate scream. Ready? But before anything able to do, the darkness asked me. Tony, you sleep. Damn it. Damn it, Olya. Holy shit. Unless it's puppeteering her corpse. They'll lure you into a sense of security, which has no other purpose than to be cruel, because you are a child that doesn't need to do anything to get you more vulnerable than you are. My sister's pale face protruded from the thick shadows. I almost screamed from relief. Oh yeah, I'm not sleeping. Did something happen? I'm not scared. Yeah, there was this creepy-ass wolf man outside my window, and he said he was pissed at you for some reason. I don't know what he's talking about. Olya frowned and stuck out her lower lip, a clear sign that she was about to cry. It's there again, staring at me. Shoo her away, Tony, please. Oh, you can tell it's female. I'm so scared, she says as she vibrates ever so slightly. The fear that was tormenting me just a minute ago crawled away and hid somewhere in my stomach. I needed to calm Olya down. That'd be hard, considering you saw shit outside your window, and now she's like, there's shit outside my window. My brain would be going, fuck. Oh, it's so super real. There's no way both of us would have seen shit. It was just a dream, silly. Don't be scared of dreams. Don't be scared. Dreams don't bite. No one's going to harm you. I lied through my teeth because I can think. Olya sobbed. She was trying her best to believe me. It's hard to when it's not a dream. But was I sure myself? You shouldn't be. I have an idea. Let's go to your room and watch the video. Sleeping Beauty, for example. Now you see, this is the first thing that's weirdly translated. It should be watch a video. Then you name an example. You like that cartoon, don't you? Why does the Sleeping Beauty have a prince and I have this scary bird? Well, is the scary bird trying to kiss you? That question took me by surprise. Yeah, it's not like a one-to-one comparison. Alright, let's watch Cinderella. My thoughts became tangled and fuzzy. What was that? What studied me with its eyes while dancing feverishly under the moon? The darkness was clinging to the window, but it couldn't be fooled by Grandma's old chants. It could be satisfied with a feast of lard and long ashen hair. Tony, you coming? Yes, just a moment. I'm getting chills. Something's about to happen. Oh. Oh. That didn't make me jump as much as I thought. It just made me skip a beat. Oh. Ooh. Oh boy. That's why I didn't want to laugh at Olya and her owl in the morning. Wait, was she part of the dream? Who could be visiting us here in the middle of nowhere? We don't know anyone around here. That's so persistent. I'd grab a fork if I were you, kid. I felt extremely unsettled just from a silly thought that our morning guests could have come from the woods. I could barely hear voices coming from the front door. My mind was urging me to hide. In the closet, under the table, behind the curtains where Olya always hides. Tony, come here. I felt like kettlebells were tied to my feet, but still dragged them toward the hallway. A couple of policemen towered over me in the doorway. Hello, officer. I've never left my house. What could you need from me? They smelled like frost and worry. My mom always winced and grumbled when she saw control bars? Patrol bars. Worse than bandits. At the moment, though, she looked somewhat confused. Hello? Senior officer who wore a grim expression nodded. A boy had gone missing yesterday. His name's Vova. Look at this, please. Have you seen him? Policeman held out a photograph to me. It was of a werewolf. There was a ginger boy around the age of elementary school, pictured with a wall carpet as the backdrop. He had a striped cat in his hands and wore a wide smile. Nah. Are you sure? Look closely. Where would I see him? I don't know anyone around here, and I barely leave the house. Well, maybe you've seen him from the window? That's a suspicious thing to ask, officer. Are you perhaps a bird? That's right, your window looks straight at the forest, don't they? The window... Nope, I haven't seen a thing. Certainly not dancing creatures in the middle of the night. None of that. That'd be crazy. I see. Sounded tired, but his eyes... His stare long and heavy and was full of suspicion. I squirmed unwittingly under the weight of guilt, which his giant shadow cast over me. Policeman finally tore his eyes from me and glanced over the hallway, the stairway, and the cracks in the ceiling, which I haven't noticed before for some reason. How do you like your new place, by the way? Getting used to it? Bit by bit, it's just our daughter misses the city a lot. Misses the city, huh? Have the locals been treating you well? Yes, everything is alright, thank you. Policeman pierced through me one more time with his gray eyes, my head spinning. Can I help you somehow? Asked in a shaky voice. I asked in that in a shaky voice to look like a polite boy to end this unpleasant conversation sooner. Now that I think about it, you look just like one of my nephews, little fella. He was a witty boy about your age, wears the same type of goggles. Always engrossed in reading those mystery novels. Told me he wants to enroll in police school when his family visited this summer. Wanted to help other people just like me, see? I felt uncomfortable, as if a distant relative, and not a police officer, stood before me. You know what? Little boys like you should stay at home. Steer away from trouble. Times have changed so much. Mom interjected in a cold voice. You don't say. Ah, well then. What grade are you in, Tony boy? 6th. Have you made any friends here so far? Not yet. I'll be going to the school for the first time after the break. Ah, then I'll leave you my number just in case. Call me if you have any new Call me if you have any new info. I am scanning the fucking field. The policemen were gone along with their shadows, the smell of cheap cologne, and the photo of a smiling boy. His face still stood before my eyes. I wondered what it was like for him being all alone there. For some reason I thought of the forest swaying in the wind. What did his poor parents feel? And what would my parents do if I'd gone missing? Would they cry and thrash hysterically? Or would they accuse each other like they always do and forget about me eventually? Mom, this Vova, did he go missing in our forest? Seems like it, poor child. I looked out the window, at the road. That is the most ominous fence. The police, as the Soviet and Russian off-road freight passenger car brand, which was produced on another one. They're all tiny. I gotta admit, they did a really good job translating this. If like the only things are the mistake of the and like in, like that's not bad. Ulyanovsk car factory. Okay. The officer's nephew came to mind when I was splitting off old paint from the windowsill. I remembered all the teenage mystery novels from the Black Kitty series I read this summer. Series of contemporary Russian original translated teen mystery books. Oh, cool. Wait, Black Kitty, a series of contemporary Russian original or translated teen mystery books. Oh, okay. Your average boys and girls investigated all sorts of mysteries there. I looked for clues, spied on suspicious people, and after a set of amazing adventures, bam, solved any complicated case. They became local celebrities. Must have made their parents proud. I noticed a trail of policemen's footprints that led into the forest. And then it clicked in my head. Why don't I start an investigation of my own? Nothing bad could happen. Oh, hold on. Maybe I'll find that lost boy getting a phone call. Alright. My mom was calling to ask where I had hidden her cookie. She bought us cookies for dessert. And I grabbed mine, but I hid hers for her. I wasn't sure if she was going to eat it tonight or tomorrow, so I hid it so my brother wouldn't find and devour it. Like the Sarlacc pit he is when he sees other people's food. Especially if it's like a treat. He'll just assume it's his. And I'll get a reward. Olya will be so happy. And not only Olya, Mom and Dad too. Maybe they'll even forget about their quarrels for a while. Maybe they'll even save us from the D word. Dookie. I fantasized about buying Olya a Tamagotchi, getting a cassette player with a bunch of tapes for myself. Yeah, okay, it's the 90s. It's the 90s. That said Tamagotchi. I'm gonna detective work myself. Oh. Tamagotchi. The handheld digital pack, created, released. It is. Oh! It is at least, at the very earliest, it is 1997. At the very earliest. And I'm seeing an ad from CNN that's telling me, or not an ad, a video, that there's a 2020 version of Tamagotchi from Tamagotchi that is just a Tamagotchi. I might have to get one. Because I remember Tamagotchis. Those were a thing. Mine always died. I'm pretty sure they pooed themselves to death. But yeah, so it is, I'm gonna say, 1997. I was 3 years old. And my brother was born. And a whole box of Kinder Surprise. Yeah! Delicious. Now wait, is that the good one where it's like a massive egg made of super chocolate, or is like the shitty new one where it's just like absolute, just like garbage? Because I remember, they stopped doing the good version and, like, made one with way less chocolate. When was the last time our parents bought us any toys? Last autumn, I think. My dad lost his job at the time. There's that annoying song about it. Accountant. Sung by an all-female Soviet pop band by the name of Gabi Natsia. Combination that was widely popular in the early 90s. Cool. I'm very glad they have put this in. That is so helpful, and more than a lot of games from other cultures do. I can think of several games where it's like, oh yeah, you don't know about our very specific local thing? Well, that's too bad. I have no idea what the accountant's job was like. They count money, I think? Yeah, it's pretty much accurate. Neighbors used to envy us. But nowadays, Mom and Dad barely had money to afford sweets. And Dad would always divide a single chocolate bar between me and Olya. Sometimes I gave her my share too. No matter how much I wanted to eat sweets, she was still just a pipsqueak. I couldn't wait to go out looking for clues. I'm going outside. Yeah, right. Oh no, it's leveled at me now. You want to go to the police to go around with your photograph next? The forest is so thick. What if the boy got snatched up by wild animals, or even worse, wild animals that know how to dance? Even worse, echoed through the hallway. I won't go far. I'll stay away from the forest. Did you hear what I said, or should I repeat myself? Better go pack your school bag, or play with Olya. Why would I pack it so many days in advance? Sound of splashing water came from the kitchen. It meant that the argument was over, and Mom had the last word. The dark, stuffy closet. Mom says it smells like mice, but how would she know their smell? She hates it when I stick my nose in there. She's afraid I'll cut myself on that freshly sharpened axe. And Olya can't even be lured to close it. She thinks Babai is living in there. I tried to help her fight her fears once. I opened the door, turned on the dim lamp so she would see there's nothing but cobwebs, dad tools, and scratched walls. She still didn't believe me. And I like to hide in the closet and listen to Olya count outside. 1, 2, 3, better hide from me. Oh, is that the Russian version of Ready or Not, Here I Come? Cool, cool. Then drag her feet on the creaky floorboards, hoping that she wouldn't need to look for me in the cramped monster's den. No. Yes, Mom. Damn it. I need that axe. Damn it. What is this? Every point and click anything needs that button. Just tell me what I can look at. The Cross has seen so many people come and go in our house. It was black as if it absorbed all of the human sin from the long years it was hanging under the ceiling. After Grandma died, Mom was going to take it off. And hang a horseshoe in its place as a lucky charm, but she cut herself with the cross's sharp corner and almost fell from the stepladder. Dad called it a sign from above and ordered the cross be left in its rightful place. I agree, this is the reason whatever that thing was didn't get in last night. Mom's peg top, a familiar family relic. I know these. You punch that down and then it gyros inside and spins so fast. They're super cool. It's like a top, but for children who are bad at spinning them manually. Like I was, until someone gave me a dreidel, and then I'm like, oh, I understand this completely. Mom played with it when she was little, then she gifted it to me. Olia was the next in the succession line. The toy belonged to her now. She stared at the dancing spindle as if it could show her something, a fairy tale, or maybe even our future. Now even my little sister was a bit too old for the squeaky peg toy. Peg top. Well, that's because you're dumb. I'd play with one of those. I'm 25. Yeah, 25. My parents prohibit me from making long-distance calls, but from time to time, I really want to hear my old friends. I want to lean back. What? Oh. Oh, no. What if... Wait. What did I press? I don't know what I pressed. I sat down and something happened. Oh. I didn't get to finish reading it. Let me see. Sometimes... Oh, right. Let me just move that closer to me while I'm leaning back. Sometimes I would just pick up the phone, listen to the low hum from the zoomer and the distant crackling, and imagine the wind howling in ice-leadened chords. And I'm going to turn on the air conditioning because it's getting toasty. It's getting actually pretty toasty. Come, box of cold. Make it so. Immerse me in this frozen land. Far away. Make me feel like I'm really there. I guess I head to the kitchen. What can I look at? What is the date? Oh. The decrepit stain-covered calendar was once my favorite form of entertainment in Grandma's house. I remember waking up and running to the kitchen so I could tear off yesterday's leaf first thing in the morning, as if the coming day would get lost in the taiga forest without my help. One day closer to New Year's. One day closer to Grandma's funeral. I haven't touched this calendar for years now. Since the time this started writing dark and spooky death chants that only made me gloomy instead of funny proverbs and superstitions, to be exact. Wait, what? Dark and spooky death chants? Why does the calendar have spooky death chants? What the fuck kind of calendar is this? That's odd. Wouldn't think that'd be a popular calendar feature. Like fun proverbs, a little did you know factoid. A funny superstition. I had a book that was that. Like, you'd read a new page every day and you'd learn something new. Like, I learned about the founding of McDonald's and how Monopoly came to be. It was a fun book. But, I grabbed the dusty calendar leaf with caution and tore it off effortlessly. Sadly, the spooky descriptions from my childhood were still there. 7 horses carry the log. If 7 can't carry, bring the 8th from a fairy. They would take it away and never come back. This is the fate the log cannot escape. What the fuck what kind of nonsense is that? the log cannot escape its fate. Well, it's a dead tree, so I don't think it gives too much of a shit, even if we're assuming the log was anthropomorphic. It's dead now, so it still doesn't matter. Crumpled the gray leaf, threw it into the waste bin, hoping to be rid of the anxiousness that washed over me. That was the strangest proverb thingy I've ever heard. It was spreading inside me like an ink stain on blotting paper. Well, at least now I know that it is August. I won't touch it ever again. Alright, who else? Radio. Urmercom of Russia has declared a state of emergency due to weather conditions. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It gets fucking cold. Constant snow. According to the weather forecast, cyclone is moving toward the region. Oh, shit. Expect heavy snowfall, blizzards, and snowdrifts on the road. Keep your eyes open and take care of yourself. Oh yeah, for anyone watching this, who... Well, if anyone's watching this live, I don't think anyone is. But if you are, and you watched my Monster Hunter earlier today, I got a lot more layered armors, and I think I came up with a good-looking outfit. I mean, if I had people watching my streams, I'd run it by them. Like, what do you think? How's the fashion on this? Is it on point? You think it's good? You think it's too much? Go for something different, maybe. Whatever. Took a peek at Mom's crossword. She would get very angry when someone gave her advice. So me and Dad faked knowing the answer and being about to reveal it all the time. Yeah. I smiled at that fleeting thought. Vertical 9 letters, the name of the Philistine deity that protected them from viper bites and had the nickname Lord of Flies. That is Beelzebub. Good old baby Beel. Second letter Z. It's Beelzebub. Oh, it's Beelzebub. Am I gonna run into good old Beel? The side of an old ocean freezer was checkered with my childhood drawings, my mom's recipes, and all kinds of stickers from bubblegum with dinosaurs that Oya liked so much. Oya sounds like a cool kid. Look at them dinosaurs, and that's a pretty good drawing. If I had to describe this, I'd say it looks like from those old tapestries of like knights and shit. It looks like a horse out of that. It has like that aesthetic. I like it. Ankylosaurus, Tyrannosaurus. I think that's a Diplodocus. That's a Triceratops. I think that's a Pachycephalosaurus. That might be another Triceratops, hard to tell. I'm pretty sure that's a T-Rex. That's like its mouth, I think. Among the still life picture hung a piece of ruled paper with the phone number of the police officer who visited. First Lieutenant Tikhonov, I read inside my mind, looking at the officer's sprawling handwriting. A scrap of paper was held by the two pieces of broken magnet from some old Soviet toy, and those pictures just barely covered up the numbers as if to taunt me. I leaned towards it to unravel the mystery, take the paper to a safer place where it would wait for its time, when I would finally find Vova and be the first to call the police with happy news. Anton. My mom's reproachful eyes stared at me. What do you need it for? Hands off or you'll lose it. Anchoring my mom was the last thing I wanted, so I lowered my hand. Now you see, I was a good bullshitter as a kid. So I would have just said, I just want to move the magnet because it doesn't look good. Because it is kind of bugging me. I would have put half at the top and the other half at the bottom. So they'd make like a big weird oblong circle. But then you could read it and it would look nice. What? No, that's everything. Well, let's see what's in the fridge. We got Pitamol. Got some butter. Jar. That's some pickles. I can tell that from looking. That's a very badly kept orange. Shouldn't just leave that on the thing. You should probably keep that in a bowl in the fridge. Grandma kept ice cream for me and Olya there, but now I could only see meat bits for soup and clumped together pelmeni? Ooh, what's that? Russian variety of dumplings made by boiling thin unleavened dough filled with minced meat. One may even call it Russian fast food. I grew to hate them already. How can you dare? How can you hate dumplings? They are delicious. Some eggs. That. The thing that makes the cold. A big pot of stew. That. Can of stuff. This is pretty standard. It was difficult to lie to Mom, but there was no other way. But there was no other way for me to run away from home. Mom, something's wrong with the TV. The picture is dim, and there are stripes all over the screen. Mom's face became visibly distorted. Oh, you're killing me here. So you've had enough of shooting those stupid ducks in that duck hunt. Told you the kinetoscope will go dim because of your console. Where will we find a TV technician in this hall, huh? Maybe it's just the settings? Please go see for yourself. Strange, it worked fine this in the morning. Maybe the snowfall caused it? Mom rubbed her hands clean on her apron and went to Olya's room. Now you see, contrary to popular belief, plugging a NES into a TV actually didn't fuck up anything. Lieutenant Konstantin Vladimirovich. Telephone 20337. Jeez. I made it out. Alright, Lowe's. I completely forgot I have to save the game. Perfect. I opened the front gate, went into the field. Carefully so Mom wouldn't see me from the window. When I crossed half the distance towards the forest, the snow piles became as high as my knees. I remembered my nightly fears. Yeah, now's a good time to remember that. Is that a fucking owl? I saw the silhouettes around here. They were jumping around, holding hands. That hypnotizing music started playing in my head all on its own. In the light of the day, those distant figures felt like a simple dream. We'll check the snow for any signs of disturbance. If it looks like shit was going nuts over there, go back inside. The sun turned my nightmares to ash, but the aftertaste was still there. Distant ringing in my ears, distorted shadows crawling on the snow alongside me. Yeah, you see, it turned them to ash. As soon as the sun goes down, they fucking come back to life, full force. That's the thing with me. I'll watch something scary during the day and be like, oh, this is fine. Get to bed, and then it's just on loop. My brain will just play it on loop. It's like, it wasn't even that scary. But after the 50 millionth time you see it against your will, you're like, okay, maybe I don't want to be reminded of this while I'm trying to sleep. Oh. It's the left stick. If I switch it to the left, this comes up. Whatever the fuck this is. Text to speech.
And a barely audible whisper in my head. Blurry and almost kind.
Oh, cool. I want to try this for a bit. Hold on, this is dumb.
Everything was silent.
Tell me more, robot. Can I change his voice?
Everything was silent.
No.
Everything was silent.
No, I can't change his voice. Dang.
So silent I felt like the world was totally empty.
Oh, man. Now I have to do even less work? Oh, this is the ideal.
No ground, no sky, no parents, no Olya.
I understand exactly what you mean.
The time reached its limit, a one-way trip that ended at the forest's piney stockade.
Yeah, no, this is a creepy piece of woods.
Sometimes silence was much scarier than any scream.
Oh, hell yeah, it is. It's... Oh my god, it's just, like... I think the reason that silence is such a scary thing is because shit makes noise, and always, even a thing that doesn't move makes noise by existing. So when you're in an area surrounded by stuff and none of it is making noise, just something in you goes, "That's this isn't right. Something's off. Something's wrong. Something's happening." It's like if you're in the woods, and then all of a sudden, just you don't hear any noise from any living creature, like bugs, birds, animals, anything. You know something's wrong because they all shut the fuck up for some reason. Because noise is one of the many ways you get found out. It's like you make a noise, things can find you. Best way to hide, shut the fuck up. So if animals do it, that means there's a possible threat that even they can comprehend.
Our parents would scream at each other while arguing, and both me and Olya turned to stone, listening to them. But then always came the ringing silence. Out apartment became numb a couple of days before we departed. Out apartment, deja.
I wonder what this
Out
is
of-
about.
Deja vu sans. Out apartment became numb a couple. Oh. Out apartment became numb a couple of. Out.
Oh, I see. It's the font.
Out apartment
Oh.
became numb a couple of days before.
I feel
Out
dumb.
apartment became numb a couple. It was hard to remember the last time mom and dad joked around, laughing, or spent time together, almost like all of it was in a previous life.
I feel like they should have more voice options.
Clip. Deep.
I don't want to click either of these. I feel like that's pushing it.
It was hard to remember the last. When they kissed with Olya present, she always frowned and snorted in a funny way. But one day it all changed.
When the Fire Nation attacked.
Something important had left our home. And something scary filled the remaining void. It was as if a fire broke up, and our parents were hurriedly packing our belongings, trying to save themselves and us. From who though? From the people with dead cold eyes, who sometimes visited us in our previous home.
Oh?
The eyes that only saw balls of worms on the black ground in everything. And somewhere far away a siren was going off, trying to warn us of the coming menace.
Oh, was his dad involved with, like, the
I
KGB
shuddered,
Soviet
hazing
Union or
away
something?
my delusions, and looked around.
So they moved out here to escape being found, possibly?
There were only me, this white field and the wind that was whipping up icy dust and belts of powdered snow.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
squinted from the sun, and turned my eyes to the sunless forest. It looked especially dark in contrast with the blinding whiteness.
Well, I bet we aren't going to
Knobby
find
tree
Winnie the
roots
Pooh.
slithered under the snow like fat snakes. Rotten leaves and coniferous needles froze into the ice.
Well, how do you know they're not giant snakes?
Dry, prickly branches intertwined, bringing up uncomfortable thoughts about fences.
What? What? Wait, I don't... Why would it be uncomfortable about fences?
Were they protecting the forest?
Oh, I see.
Or were they keeping something from breaking out?
Well, that's a mitten stuck to a tree branch. Just want to point that out, bring that up, address the elephant in the room. Now, in my experience, being a child and having worn mittens, I hate them, I prefer gloves. I have, personally, never had the experience of, oh no, where'd my mitten go? When did it fall off? Because I would notice when my hand got really cold. You know, that thing that happens when your gloves come off. The cold it happens. So, in actuality, the odds of a kid running by a branch and having the mitten come off and him not notice, not just the cold, but the fact that that's not how anything works. The branch would most likely snap off or just fling backwards. That means it came off by another means.
Some object was hanging from one of the pointy branches.
Let's investigate, shall we?
I tried to get closer, drowning in snow,
No,
and when
but
I
it's
almost
up to your
got to the edge of the
ankles.
forest, I saw a knitted mitten.
It's not even that far from your house. Quit exaggerating.
It looked like a wounded bird among the hungering semi-dark. Should I take it to the police? Their senior officer looked gloomy, but he still reminded me of Captain Casanova from my favorite TV show called The Streets of Broken Light.
Ooh.
He was also glossary, babai, in Slavic folklore, a nocturnal spirit used by parents to threaten their ill-behaving children.
Streets of
Uezi,
Broken Lights, a
Soviet
Russian
and
mystery
Russian
TV
off-road
series
freight
telling a
passenger
story
car
of the
brand,
daily
which was
life of
produced on
Russian
the
police
Ulyanovsk car
officers.
Factory.
Hang on.
Glossary. Self-voicing disabled.
A Russian mystery TV series telling the story of the daily life of Russian police officers. Longest running series in the history of Russian TV at the moment. Wait, at the moment? It's still going? God damn. That's pretty impressive. But it ain't no fucking, oh fuck, what's that one? That British show with like over 10,000 episodes, or the one that everyone watches at tea time to the point of like you turn on the kettle and then you turn on the TV and then England borrows power from France because they don't have fucking enough. The fuck is it? What is it called? Kid Icarus did a review of the shitty I Spy game it had. Longest TV show. UK. There it is, Coronation Street. Started in the 1960s. Damn. Damn. Is that 56 to say it has 56 seasons? Good God. That is a lot of seasons. If that is what that meant. But that's the kind of stuff you gotta compete with.
He was also always anxious, with a tired look in his eyes, but still brave and strong.
Cool, can you grab the glove? I think it's covered
Will
in
this
blood.
mitten help them find the lost boy?
Possible. Okay.
I heard a distant shout. Looked like it came from the river.
Now,
as if the trees were calling out to someone.
Now, hang on. Child, you may be thinking to yourself, it's him, it's gotta be. Why would he be yelling his own name?
VOVA. Resounded closer to me. Someone was standing there, behind the trees.
Begging your pardon?
Hiding. Vovat. I knew someone was looking for the lost boy, but still.
Where?
Something was unsettling about that figure. Its stillness, how it was bent unnaturally toward the ground.
Oh no.
Its blackness.
Oh no.
There's no one there. Just branches and roots.
Motherfucker, you just said you saw somebody.
It's all just my imagination.
That's not how that works.
A nearby bird flapped its wings loudly.
That's not how that works.
A shadow split from the tree and disappeared from my sight.
Oh.
I looked away for just a moment, but when I turned my gaze back to the same place, it was gone.
You fucking bolt in, grab that glove, get the fuck in the house.
So it was my imagination, after all.
That is the incorrect, that is the wrong conclusion. That would mean that it was not. So I saw something, it moved and disappeared, so I imagined it. No, that means it's hiding. You absolute buffoon.
Silence reigned for a painfully long time.
Yeah. Why are you panning?
My muscles were tightly sprung.
Why did you
my
pan
heart
from
was
that
beating somewhere
outside?
in my throat. Any noise, any little movement, any small whisper from the thicket and I'd sprint.
That's the correct instinct to have. Good.
But nothing of the sort happened.
That's the worst result.
I looked at the mitten once more.
Sounds should happen.
Take. run away.
Oh.
Take.
I get to make a choice.
Take. Say. Take.
I'm making a choice.
Say, take. Run away. Take. Take.
No, Bixby.
Run away.
Not you.
1.
I don't care about
0,
you.
1. 22.
Okay.
Take. Take.
Okay, text-to-speech is fun and all, but
Take.
we're
Self-voicing
turning it off.
disabled.
I'ma take it. Decided to take the mitten, the lonely mitten from the branch. Vova. Shout rumbled across the field and dissolved into the distance. No echo, no hope for a reply. I stepped towards the bristly tree and tried to calm my find. That's just a typo. Oh, no, I'm a typo. Claim. Not calm, claim. Curse my strange, sometimes dyslexia. I fucking knew it. Steam! That means it's fresh blood. Red. Oh. Yeah, you just fucking book it. You book it as hard as you can. I got chased by 2 dogs in this is surprisingly similar to something that happened to me. Forgetting the build-up, I was chasing camp we go to during the summer, but it was winter retreat. Tried to follow them on the lake. They got like a 10-minute head start, so I was never gonna catch up. Stopped to take a breather. Heard a giant like boom, 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 and I'm like, the fuck was that? And I looked down. There's just this massive crack going through the lake, and I'm like, oh. And then I opened my eyes, and apparently I just booked it to shore in the time it took me to blink, and I was a good distance away. I didn't question it. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll climb up to the road. The ice had sleeted over, so as I was walking up, I just crashed through that layer and cut myself on some of it. Made it to the road, down by the summer camp, like cabins and such. And the house that was right there had 2 dogs. And I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I remember that they're always on their leashes. And I'm just there using one of those like hockey sticks that's a triangle on the end as like a walking stick. And I see them coming towards me. And then luckily I deduce they're barking and they don't have leashes. Oh. Okay. Now young me was terrified of dogs. I had not yet discerned what barks meant what, so bark meant bad. And I fucking ran. And I, like this, I just fucking booked it. Unlike him, I had a weapon, so I did the logical thing. I turned around, I looked over my shoulder at my adversary chasing me, and then I threw it behind me. Like, the road dips down to a hill that goes down for quite a bit. So as soon as I crested that, I just chucked it behind me, and then did like a fucking dive slide off the side of the road into a lower embankment, hid behind a tree, and looked up as the dog stopped, sniffed the hockey stick, looked around, and then went back. And then I walked through the woods, got lost, just was like, I'm gonna die out here. Fuck. Ah, shit. I don't want to die at like fucking 14. This is gonna suck. But made it to camp because it was a straight line. Like, I was on the side between the lake and the road, so as long as I didn't turn around, I was either going to hit the lake, the road, or camp. And even if I turned around, I'd just hit the cabins again. I was in like the most getting lost part of the forest. just a rectangle of trees between a body of water, a road, and buildings. But he has the correct instinct. Run, 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 fucking run. Snow was slowing me down. Crazy thoughts flew through my mind. Yeah, they fucking sure do. I'm being chased by dogs. I have a stick. What should I do with it? I'll throw it at them. And I didn't even hit them. They wasn't even near them. I could have fought them with it, but I didn't. I'll get caught. They'll get me. I'll get dragged into the thicket. I'll be gone forever. But there was one more voice. One of reason. It gave me strength, spurred me on. You can do it. Don't fucking stop! I heard an animal roar behind me. It was so loud, my ears went numb. That's when you book it harder. It felt like the sound had come from a pack of hungry beasts rather than a single one. Nostrils sucked in freezing air. They sensed my fear. Two giant wings flapped above my head. An enormous shadow flew over the clearing. A hoot, a wheeze. The roars were coming from all directions now. From the dried-up raspberry bush, from the twisted pines, from under the windfall. Hurry, don't look back. Felt like I was inside a nightmare. The snowy clearing becoming vicious quicksand. I was stuck in place. I pulled my legs from the mushy trap just to be caught up in a new one, even deeper than before. I continued to drown, thinking deeper and deeper every desperate push. Was snow ever this sticky? I screamed in horror after realizing this wasn't snow. Someone or something in the snow was clutching at my pants. I gathered all my strength and rushed forward. The pressure on my legs was gone, my boots slipped out of the hole, my soles were on a hard surface again. I reached a clear path with one jump, from there ran to my house. Its gloomy facade didn't look threatening now. The house was my last line of defense from the shadows that flapped their wings and creatures that were hidden under the snow. I tripped over the doorstep and smashed into the door. In all my hurry, I managed to notice the claw marks, as if a dog was striking the wood with its paws, demanding it could be let in so it could escape the cold. I hadn't noticed these when I was leaving. The heartbeat in my ears was much louder than my surroundings. I couldn't hear whether someone was following me or not. What if they were already in our front yard and Mom had locked the door? Drowning in fear, I pulled on the doorknob and it obediently gave way. I rolled in, shut the door behind me. Porch planks creaked as my pursuers ascended the stairs. My fingers slipped off the lock and I couldn't click it in place. I gritted my teeth and pulled hard on the iron knob, whipping it between the boards. I stared blankly at the door. Someone was standing on the other side of this pitiful, flimsy barrier that was probably less useful than blankets. Wheezing breaths reached into the house and crashed at me in waves. Smelled of pine and sweat. Mom peeked out of the kitchen, chastised me with the same frigid voice she always used when talking to Dad. What exactly didn't you understand when I told you to never slam the door? I didn't mean to. Like, I can only imagine if I was ever in this situation. It's like, what did I tell you about something? I'm sorry, this monster outside found blood glove. Because the first thing out of your mouth should be a blood glove. They'll go, what? Blood? Blood glove. And you hold up blood glove. And then they go, oh, fuck, blood glove. And then everyone's on the same page. Blood glove. Snuck a glance at the door. The smell was gone. The breath was too. Someone was... If there was someone in the first place, of course, there fucking was. Hallucinations only do so much. Here, a mere 5 minutes away from my mom, my fear was slowly weakening, melting like snow in spring. And with it, the last bit of strength I had left in my body, too. My legs gave way. I propped myself against the wall so I wouldn't fall over. Mom's expression changed immediately. The cold mask of strictness and detachment was gone. Mom looked the same as before all those quarrels. She finally saw my condition, wet pants plastered with snow. Where have you been? What did I tell you, huh? I told you to stay home. Then why didn't you deduce this from the door? Am I nothing to you? I got afraid she would cry. I reached out to her, like when I was very little, and wanted her to cuddle me. And then the blood. Well, hang on a minute. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that phone call. Had to take it. Gain composure, yeah. Her eyes shine like steel and her voice rang out. Your dad can't find his cigarettes. Be honest, did you snatch them? Were you smoking in secret? There was someone chasing me, I thought... I stuttered as soon as I started explaining myself. Tears welled up in my eyes. Mom leaned towards me and sniffed my clothes like a beast searching for the smell of tobacco. She then squinted her eyes in suspicion and looked to the front yard. Her expression changed in an instant as she covered her hand with her mouth. Look over there at the fence. My heart thudded something as if I became prey once again and my pursuers were following me in the field. I could swear that I've heard something scratch at the door just like in my nightmare. Mom beckoned me with her finger and I gathered all my remaining bravery to look into the kitchen window facing my fear. I could barely discern some hairy silhouettes swimming in the snow through the icy winter patterns on the glass. Dogs! Just a small pack of strays. With no name and owner, barely reminding of the hungry monsters that live on the edge of the forest. Oh boy, were you scared of them? I think they'd be rather scared of you, Anton. They were chasing me like a bunny. And what if they're rabid? The smile had slowly disappeared from my mom's face. Now she looked at the dogs as if it was her first time seeing their stray dogs in Russia. A pack of stray, domesticated dogs is extremely dangerous. What if they attack Olya? Mom? I wish your dad could just shoot them all. Mom, look, they're alive. Yes, they are. What? Are they your friend or foe after all? Make up your mind. You're not a little kid anymore. Mom sighed in annoyance, and I felt so bitter that I bit my lower lip and fixed my gaze on the cobweb-ridden corner. Well, some detective I am. If only I had that blood-covered glove. The blood glove. The glove of blood. If only I had that. Or blood on my hands. Look at your hands. Do your hands have blood still? If your hands are still covered in red, that's a lot of evidence. Reality, I wasn't risking my life among monsters, but rather my pants against a pack of stupid strays. You know. I hate it when I'm running from a couple of stray dogs and then one of them takes flight above me. Like, that's the thing. Stuff like this. The human brain is always so desperate to just bring normalcy back to every situation that he's completely forgotten that something went above him and had flapping sounds. He's just completely sealed that away and replaced it with, I was chased by stray dogs. None of them could fly because nothing flew. What for? What use do I have for this mitten? Of course. A dark and sticky mitten that belonged to the lost boy made a squishy sound in my hand. Seemed like I was clutching it the whole time. That's my trump card as a detective. I hurried to present this clue to my mom. Mom, look, this is Volva's mitten. That boy the police were asking about in the morning. Here, mother. I present to you this blood-covered mitten. What do you think? It's drenched in blood. I found it hanging on a tree. I can show where. Let's call the police right away, like the officer told us to. Mom, look. Ew. A shadow of doubt slowly crept onto Mom's contorted face. As if she was trying to remember something distant, like someone tries to remember the dream, but the image slips away. Stop at this moment. Olya will go insane if she hears you. She already has troubles and whines all the time, and you joke around like this? Oh. But... oh no, I cried wolf, but take the pills! Golden-colored pillow reminiscent of a dead wasp fell onto my palm. I already took one during breakfast. Don't talk over me. I told you to stay at home and Dad would have given you a good whipping for that. Come and take it or you won't be able to sleep at night and you have school tomorrow. Swallow the bitter medication, drinking it down with similarly awful water that gave off a taste of chlorine. Maybe it wasn't Volva's mitten. Maybe it wasn't a mitten at all. Looks in his hand. He opens it. It's just one of the beans from Among Us. Skitters away, and it's like, what the fuck? Just like the forest monsters and Olia's owl. Am I going mad? Possibly. What is happening to me? Either the pill had an immediate effect, or my overexerted brain didn't let fear inside anymore. Serenity washed over me, bringing yawning indifference along with it. You always want fear inside your mind. The worst thing that can happen is your fears escape into the world around you. Anton, you done? See, you can do it when you try. Take off your coat. Are you asleep? No, Mom, I was just thinking. What about, I wonder? It is just something silly. Mom scrutinized me with suspicious eyes. As if she wasn't sure she was looking at her own son and not some doppelganger that came from the forest. Is everything alright? You had that exact expression when the policeman asked you about the window. I'm alright, Mom. She heaved a deep sigh. Fine. Seems like the house had changed. If there's one thing I'm able to do an amazing impression of, it's someone who's extremely sleepy. Sofa fabric had been discolored. Fingerprints appeared on the bathroom tiles. Light bulbs also felt different, dimmer, and yellower. Oh my god, do you know what that means? You're gaining detective vision! Even the saliva inside my mouth had a different taste. A melody from Aladdin could be heard from the upper floor. Oya was done rewatching her favorite Little Mermaid episodes. Little Mermaid, the animated series. And TV series. 1992. Really? That came out in 1992? That's soon. Oh. Didn't realize that the series started so soon after. Slowly changed into my home clothes, stopped before the sink, and studied my reflection in the mirror like I was trying to solve one of those spot the difference puzzles. Also, I will say the Little Mermaid series is pretty good. And then I went upstairs. That is a Triceratops. I didn't even notice the cool mecha! Look at that robot. Fuck yeah. Oh, wait a minute. The 90s? Would the original TMNT, like, not the gritty black and white comic, but would, like, the original, like, Cowabunga, dude, TV series be out yet? I think so. I think, yeah, that's at least 97, so yeah. Definitely. I'm just trying to think. Is there color, or is it just... Is it actually a black and white drawing, or is it just the whole color scheme of the visuals? Jafar's and Iago's voice died down. Is that the Russian dub? Maybe. I walked past Olya's room and slipped into my own. What is this? Ooh. Why are you hiding there? Let's look up here. My Triceratops figurine. I know all sorts of dinosaurs. Velociraptors. Afrovenators. Hypsilophodonts. Don't know that one. I remember going to the movies to see Jurassic Park back when we still lived in the city and taking pictures with the T-Rex in the hall. Turned his head and roared. Oh, that sounds sick. Next to it was Robotech Transformer. Love this cartoon. When the jet fighter speeds up into the intro, when the sounds of blaster fire, you know exactly what your next 20 minutes will surely be amazing. Zentradi space station is captured. Rick, get ready for battle. Is that like the Russian Transformers knockoff? I've dreamt of becoming an artist since my dad bought me my first comic book. Fly magazine was the coolest. Fly, the first Soviet and Russian periodic adult comic magazine, extremely popular during the crazy 90s. What made the magazine stand out was refusal to use material from its foreign counterparts. Ah. Especially like this big space-related edition with the alien monsters and that episode about Gendarme. I don't know. I would have loved a glossary for that word. Started drawing all kinds of stuff since that day, and I seem to be getting pretty good at it. One of my letters even got published in Fly once. Maybe someday they'll even publish my comic? Could be. Is this the thing in question? Monsters, ghosts, UFOs. Encyclopedia of the Paranormal Phenomenon from Roseman's Publishing. Learned about the Loch Ness Monster, Medusa Gorgon, and Bigfoot from there. Olya is always scared of the book. She could barely handle sitting through the monster and alien sections with me, but the middle part where they talk about ghosts really freaked her out. I even remember hunting ghosts after I read that book. I measured the distance between items on my table every morning and checked if they moved due to some supernatural force come the morning. They didn't. But to be honest, what was I expecting? To meet Casper the Ghost? Probably not. One of the drawers was empty. I hid the policeman's number along with the mitten there. Simple action drained the last bit of strength from me. Sat on the bed. It was only then I noticed there was someone behind the curtains. My hands dropped to the sheets. Whether it was due to this medication I took or the stress I underwent, the wind began to contort, as if the wind was blowing the walls out like a pair of sails. The only stable thing was the furniture, just like a savant of sorts. Olya? Who would be standing there? I stood up and licked my dried up lips. Yeah, Olya, it's so funny. The silhouette was unmoving. It was enveloped softly by the curtains. Well, it has to be her. As if there was a thick layer of darkness there, not a human being. I reached towards the curtains. Ba-bump, ba-bump, beat my head. My heart controlled by medication. The wind sang in the fields with a chorus of voices. For a second I wanted to return to the bed. Just lie down and watch the person behind the curtain, knowing full well they were looking back at me. They were looking, without blinking, waiting for me to fall asleep. Plastic rustled against the holder when I opened the curtain. Gotcha! I knew it was you from the beginning. Who the hell else would it be? A blinding bright halo lit up above Olya's head with the setting sun as the background. My sister was shining. When she was a baby, Dad always used to say she was shining with happiness. I always retorted, but Dad, she's not some flashlight. Aw, she has a little bunny on her sweatshirt. But I brought her to the window one day and sunlight poured on her smiling face. I felt like I was holding a child woven from light. I saw everything. Oh, really? What did you hide? She was just like my mom when she was little, before she put on her sad mask of tiredness and switched to the commanding tone of voice. It's nothing, it's just... Olya ran up to the table, her eyes round, and asked, You stole something and hid it here? Are you a thief? What? Don't be stupid. I didn't steal anything. Clear image came to mind, the mitten hanging from the branch. What if I did steal it after all? From the force, from the tilted figure standing behind the black trees. Olya could be selfish and stubborn when she wanted. Then show me. Swear that you won't tell anyone, then I'll show you. Olya wove a plotting smile. I swear on Mom's heart, if that shit ends up on my desk later, I'm gonna be quite cross. No, she heard about in one of those movies about pioneers we've watched. Pioneer movement, an umbrella term for communist children organizations existing around the world, somewhat reminiscent of the Scout movement. I see. Don't say things like that. Olya nodded and made gestures with her hand, locking her mouth with an imaginary key. Clever. Classic. She was filled with curiosity that was splashing in her giant eyes. As I yawned. I opened the drawer and Olya leaned in, holding her breath. It's a piece of paper and a mitten. It looked like this was not a simple mitten, but some sort of exotic critter. Is this someone's mitten? She said that as if she couldn't understand what she saw. No, she knows what she saw, but she's just like, why would you hide this in a drawer? you weirdo. A certain boy lost it, and got lost himself. Now do you understand how dangerous it is for kids to wander into the forest, right? It must be really cold out there. Will they find him? They will. Police are going house to house showing his photo to everybody. Olya traversed the room with care, pressed her tiny palms against the window. And why are they going to houses and not the forest? That's a good question. I actually thought about it myself earlier, but now that she said it out loud, that's a really... If you know he's lost in the woods, why don't you go check? Police aren't scared of anything. Except the things they are. Yeah, right, flashed my clouded mind. Did they really check every nook and cranny where darkness and cold and whispers of icy branches dwell? I had too many ands in that sentence. If that's the case, how did they miss the mitten? It's getting late, so I should probably end the stream, but I'm very intrigued as to how long this is and where it's going to end. Or did it appear later, for me? That is possible. You seem to be a protagonist of sorts. Reality can change for you. I changed the topic, as if trying to get Olya as far away as possible from the forest thicket. We may get a reward if I go and find this boy myself. A lot of stuff, like in Field of Wonders. Soviet and Russian TV game shows, still running to this day, coming out every Friday, can be described as a partially adapted version of Wheel of Fortune. Cool. Sounds cool, right? Olya wasn't listening to me. She was piercing the forest with incredibly adult eyes, uncharacteristic for her. What if the owl got him? Nonsense, an owl wouldn't be able to lift a human. Well, you haven't seen the right owl. But you know what? I was picking my words with utmost care. I forced them out of my overexerted brain. Stay away from the forest. I think it's, how should I put it? Cursed or something. Just like in a fairy tale? No, not like that, but yes, exactly like that. More like in that spooky tape Mom and Dad are hiding from us. Olya shivered and stole a glance at the window. I saw you running away. Someone was chasing you? No, it's just I was hurrying back to the house so Mom wouldn't be worried. I'm so desperate. I wish I could be like, no, there's no one chasing me. Did you see someone chasing me? As I looked at my sister, my heart was tearing apart. She was so fragile. It was so easy to stifle her light. Gust of wind and her small fire would be gone. You're lucky. Mom won't even let me go outside. I'm like a princess in a tower. I can't go anywhere. I'll die from boredom here. You're wrong. No one has ever died of boredom. You have me and your cartoons, and Mom and Dad will be good to each other soon. You know what? You know what I would wish for on my next birthday? I'd wish that for Mom and Dad to turn into children so we could all go and play together like we used to. Yeah, and if you'd make them as small as bugs, we could place them into a little box. Olya giggled and tugged at my sleeve. Tony, let's go watch Aladdin. Fatigue went over my desire to be with my little sister, and I was washed over by some sort of heinous apathy. I'm too tired. Don't wanna. Come on. So boring alone, and Mom is always busy. We can pick a cartoon you haven't seen before. I know all of our tapes by heart at this point. Not all of them. You haven't watched Peter Pan. Remember how you fell asleep in the middle of it? And so much happened after that. Let's go. Maybe a bit later. Should I tell you how it ends? Let's leave that for tomorrow. I won't tell you tomorrow. I know, let's play hide and seek. No, Olya. Then draw me a dino. Olya, please. Draw it. Will you leave me alone already? I'll blurt it out without thinking, and then I was immediately taken aback. I'd never scream at my little sister like that. Olya stared at me in shock. Her lips started trembling, a precursor to tears. My chest was seething with disgust and embarrassment. What's happening to me? I hurried to prevent Olya from crying. Alright, you win. Let's go watch cartoons for a bit. I don't wanna. I came up to her and put my hand on her soft head. Let's go. Watch Peter Pan. Boo, you'll fall asleep. I smiled and lifted her chin. Her eyes were wet and felt bottomless. I promise I won't, and I'll draw you a full Triceratops later. Hooray! Triceratops. Well, yeah, close enough. Oya rubbed her eyes with her sleeve of her pajamas, and a shining smile returned to her face. I'll go ask Mom for condensed milk and bread, and you rewind the tape. Ugh, condensed milk. The bread is fresh, just how you like it. Alright, just be careful not to spill the milk, or you'll be yelled at again. Want to bet I won't spill it? The tape is somewhere in the nightstand. Look for it. Oya disappeared into the doorway, and I dragged my feet into the neighboring room. A piggy bank. Oya is saving money for a real puppy because Dad said that taking care of it would be a lot of money. Oya has countless toys. An old teddy bear is the main attraction here. Oya doesn't sleep without it. She digs her nose into its fur whenever she sleeps. The scary window where Oya sees that accursed owl every night lurking in the dark. Oya keeps the curtains open during the day, but as soon as twilight comes, she shuts them tight so she wouldn't see the pair of hungry eyes outside. Like, that's the thing. If it's every night, that's a concern. Hey! Chippendale Rescue Rangers! Oh my god, fuck yes. Oh my god, it's the Pixar ball. Was that a real toy you could get in the day? Aw, man. The old photon TV was gathering dust in the corner. All that was left was the clicking button on the front panel. Aw, man. The tube warmed up and a familiar white noise started dancing on the black screen. Oh, yeah. No handed images. I almost reached out to turn on the VCR, but the noise calmed down and a blurry image appeared for a moment. It was a dark taiga forest, just like the one outside my window. The picture split the screen in half. Something creepy resembling human speech was coming out of the speaker. Just a few moments later, the scenery was again overshadowed by noise. Did it catch some rogue signal? Local TV station only really showed Soviet cartoons. Even that was pretty rare. And only just recently I used to always watch Robotech before school. It was so awesome. Maybe I should tinker with the 1010. What if I catch the channel again? On the other hand, Ollie asked me to find the tape. It wouldn't be nice to disappoint her. But in my sleepy state, I don't have the strength to do all of it. Let's save it again. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna find the tape. Sifted through the shelves full of dolls and blue hippos from Kinder Surprise. I'm like, let me look at the side of the box, see what I can tell. And it's like there's nothing. I wouldn't be able to tell shit. Except that box says fucking Predator. Hell yeah, you got a VH copy of Predator? Fuck yeah. Aw, sick. You can tell there's Arnie. There's the targeting reticle. Predator. Predator. He, oh my god. The weird saturation from this, he looks positively demonic. Look at his eyes. Oh my goodness. Found the tape I need thanks to its shabby spine. No, put in Predator. I got the black rectangle from his box. The tape inside it rustled while rewinding to the beginning. This rustle was lulling me to sleep. Drowsiness attacked me while I was squatting before the TV. Images rolled in my head, me and Olya flying above the forest, tumbling in the soft clouds. My sister is laughing, but her smile becomes more and more forced with every passing second. I noticed the clouds underneath us bearing the bristly pine tops. Swampy darkness slurped among the trees. The wings are no longer able to hold us in Olya. You haven't started without me, have you? My sister brought the tray of unevenly cut bread and a whole can of condensed milk. Oh, fucking god, canned milk, god damn it. I rubbed my eyes. No, come sit. Mom and Dad are arguing again. They're going through rough times. Rough times are lame. Oh, aren't they always? On the pun. Yeah, I gotta say I'm really impressed by the translation. The only things are like two words that were very similar, and it's literally just like the difference between learning English as a second language and a first language mistake and two misspellings with letters that are literally next to each other on the keyboard. So they meant to hit O and they hit a P. Like, a lot of games I've seen translated are not nearly this good when it's a small indie team. Wendy was hiding Peter Pan's shadow into the dresser. Olya was entertained by the cartoonish dog Nana. Maybe Mom and Dad will buy us a dog too. Hey! Please don't kill me, Disney. It's a shitty black and white in the past Russia 3 frames of Peter Pan. Please don't kill me. Thank you. Yeah, right. I'll have my own dog in the Neverland, and a cat and a parrot. Olya smeared a slice of bread with a thick layer of condensed... What? I like condensed milk even less. You shouldn't be able to smear milk. It's a liquid. Have you lost all your baby teeth? Obviously. Olya frowned deep in thought. Peter Pan has baby teeth. What if they won't let you go to his land with adult teeth? We'll think of something. We'll ask Dad to alter your age in the passport. And why would Dad forge documents? Olya took a bite of from the sandwich and started talking with her mouth full. He will. I heard Rob say he did have a... Yeah, no, he worked for the Soviet Union. You'll grow ears as big as Dumbo's. Olya got worried and touched her ear. I smiled to myself. My little sister was silent now. She just devoured bread and watching the adventures of Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and James Hook. Wow, not a lot of people remember his first name's James. As if she got sucked into the fairy tale Neverland. To be honest, I also imagined myself there in a land where one never ages, or where no one argues over little things, where no one listens to fights in the sound of broken plates at night. I'm pretty sure the Lost Boys get into tons of fights about stupid shit, because they're all children. Felt like I was dreaming with my eyes still open. Then my little sister's scream pulled me back to reality. Tony shut the curtains fast. Why? No one's watching you. It's dark. When it's dark and the owl comes, I'm scared. Well, that was the TV. I got out of bed, fighting my drowsiness, closed the curtains. I did my best not to look outside, towards the treetops, towards the large taiga forest, which seemingly drew closer and closer. Of course, it was just a visual effect from the shadows of branches scraping the snow. Tony, Mom thinks I made the owl up, and Dad, too, thinks I'm a liar since I'm small. But the owl exists, honestly. Honestly, it does. You do believe me, right? That it comes every night, and... I swiftly grabbed Olia's hand and looked her in the eyes. I was trying to transfer at least some of my courage and determination. But did I really have those qualities? Also, I was half asleep, so they probably wouldn't be very effective. Yes, I believe you, alright? Just don't nag our parents about it anymore. They're already dealing with a lot, so they'll just get mad at you. Come and tell me if anything happens, and don't look out the window. But it wants me to look. That is exactly why you should... Listen, if there's shit outside your window, and it doesn't say anything, but it's like it wants me to look at it, it's... Especially don't look at it. Look at anything else. Literally anything. Act like it doesn't and never existed, like it's just made up, like Mom and Dad say. It'll get tired of waiting and fly away. Wait, is that a sweatshirt or is that a onesie? I've never seen a hooded onesie. It was madness, but after everything that happened recently, I was more and more inclined to believe Alia's owl existed. We followed Peter Pan's adventures as if nothing happened, as if the forest didn't kidnap kids, as if our parents weren't tearing each other apart bit by bit. Captain Hook was running away from the crocodile, and Captain Pan was headed to London on a gilded sailboat. By some miracle, I lasted longer than my little sister. Olia's eyelids dropped, and she started snoring lightly, resting her chin on the side of the bed. I stood up and left Olia's room. You're not going to put her in bed? You're just going to leave her chin on the side, sitting there like that? I was looking out the window, studying the field when my mom peeked into my room. Enough playing around. It's your first day at school tomorrow. Go to bed. You should sleep properly. You don't want to be teased by being sleepy, right? You shouldn't tease people for being sleepy. That's an enviable state. That means you're going to be able to get to sleep. Adults think everything is so simple, as if sound sleep would ensure my classmates would like me. I covered myself with a blanket up to my neck and listened to the house humming, to something invisible rustling in the corners. My inner voice had a question for me. Do I want to hear that mysterious flute again? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Yes or no? Maybe it's just a part of growing up. I can't fully understand my own desires. Desires between, man, I wish something interesting would happen, and the other desire of, man, I like being alive. Such contradictory things. Some ethereal entity wandered the fields. Branches shook as if calling for me. The wind howled on in the night. My thoughts were like annoying flies that entered my head before becoming weak and tangled. I didn't notice how I fell into slumber. Man, that's just so accurate. Like, oh! Well, that was episode 1. Oh. I very much did enjoy that. If anyone wants to, this game is free on Steam. Absolutely free. Like, you can buy, like, a soundtrack, which, if there wasn't a pandemic, I totally would do, because it's only, like, a couple dollars, and the music's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm digging it. So, I would go back and do the runaway or fuck with the TV, but I gotta leave something for you to experience for yourself. But I'm definitely down for a chapter 2, even if it costs money. I'm down for that. This was a very good game, very spooky, very atmospheric. A lot of mystery. Is it the imagination of a child? Or is there some actual shit going on? Are those things dancing in the woods real? Who knows? Oh, hey! Hello, Mr. Owl. You're new. Don't remember you being there. Yeah, that wasn't there before. thinking it doesn't do anything. That was it there? I don't think that was there. I'm going to immediately check after this as soon as I end the stream. I'm gonna watch the recording, see if that was there or not. Definitely wasn't though. I love hate when horror games just do subtle shit to the main menu, because you get back there after a while and you're like, did something change? And then you just start then it's like, game scary, and now the fucking menu's scary. Good job. No matter where I go, nightmares. But that's it for tonight. Is his eyes getting bigger? I went to look at how long I've been streaming on OBS, and his eyes looked larger. Well, that's it for tonight. I hope you enjoyed. Well, there we go. If you're watching this live and you did enjoy, please leave a follow, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe for more. As always. Please tune in tomorrow for more streams. Tomorrow around probably like 11, I think. Or would it be around 11? It would probably be late morning, early afternoon. I will be finally streaming a Fatalis hunt. I have not done it. I've collected a lot more layered armor, as previously mentioned earlier. And, yeah. Yeah, I think I made a pretty good outfit. But, I think that's about it. Once again, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Please tune in next time. Tomorrow, in addition to Monster Hunter, I will be doing another, Comedy of Terror. I don't know. How many do I have left? There's quite a few left. Maybe I'll do a PS4 one tomorrow. Maybe. But, and yeah, I think that's it. Have a good rest of your night or day, whatever applies to you. And if it is night and it's like the time it is for me, go to bed, get some sleep. But, yeah. Goodbye.